Perfect.
เ Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the IWN YouTube channel. This is your Monday Night Raw review for your January the 17th, 2023, Tuesday afternoon. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell for all notifications. Be sure you hit the thumbs up, your likes, your comments, as well as your overwhelming support helps out the channel in a lot of ways. Also, if you guys haven't followed me on Facebook and Instagram yet, please do so. I really appreciate it. We are on the road to 600 subscribers still. So if we can get to 600 subscribers, I can stream a new game. I can do something special for you guys. Make sure you go check out all the other content. Make sure you go check out my Dynamite review from last week if you haven't. Go hit a like button on there. Also, hit the thumbs up on my other reviews, my other previous reviews that I still have on the channel from last month, if you haven't checked those out yet. Monday Night Raw was nothing special. There were some good things on the show, and there were some bad things on the show. Omos made his return. He defeats Elias. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. Omos is not a good professional wrestler, and he is not good television. Get him out. Vince McMahon is still in WWE. Get him out. Bruce is still there. Get him out too. Get him out. And we got some major news on Vince McMahon that we all have to go over. I got some major news on Vince McMahon that I want to go over with you guys. This is very important. I also have some bad news on Vince McMahon, which is good news for the internet wrestling community. And this news that I'm going to be going over after your Monday Night Raw review will have a smile on JD's face, for sure. I'm pretty sure he was already told by his source about it. Maybe. I don't know. And if the news on Vince McMahon once being accused of appropriately touching a talent during backstage altercation isn't any indication of guilt on Vince McMahon, you better check your damn self in the mirror. Because this one just got real bad. Things are building up on Vince McMahon in a big fucking way. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining the live chat here from our Monday Night Raw review. We're going to go ahead and get to it, man. It started off with Mustafa Ali versus Solo Sikoa. Raw opened up with the Usos and Solo Sikoa heading to the ring. They talked a little trash before Judgment Day came out to respond to their claim that they will retain the Raw Tag titles. A fight broke out as expected, but just as Solo was about to take a shot at Rhea Ripley, Mustafa Ali came flying in from the top turnbuckle to take him down. The match officially got started during the break. As they returned from the break last night on Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw was last night while I was at work. But I did get to watch it before I went to bed. So, anyways, the Street Champ taking it to the former 205 Live standout. Kevin Owens made an appearance and fought the Usos at ringside. So when he fought the Usos at ringside, allowing Ali to take Sikoa down with a huge tornado DT for a close 2 count. After avoiding a 450 splash, Sikoa hit the Samoan spike for the win. KO came in, immediately took him out with a stunner after avoiding, well, actually, he took him out immediately with a stunner. I was getting ready to read, it was rant to repeat. I was getting ready to read the same part that I already read, which I wasn't trying to. But the pre-match segment was fine. The match that followed was defiantly more effective, at least, at getting the crowd in the right mood for the rest of the night. You know what I mean? I mean, there was a lot of mayhem, a whole lot of it. And mayhem is always going to make things a little more fun. I wonder if this is going to lead to Mustafa Ali joining the Judgment Day. A lot of people have speculated that Ali could be joining the Judgment Day. I think Ali would be a great fit for the Judgment Day. I don't know about you guys. I mean, you see how he ran Retribution. He was leader of Retribution, remember? Back in the that dumb old Thunderdome pandemic era. Retribution was buried by Vince McMahon and Bruce Prichard, just so you know. In case you're wondering who they were buried by, who they were released from WWE by. One of the members was Ali. The other member was Mia Yim. The third member was Mace. Mace is still reportedly missing. There's no word on whether Mace was found or not. Sooner or later, the police is going to file a missing report on Mace. Mace is a member of the Maximum Male Models. You know, the one LA Knight used to be a leader of. Yeah. He is still missing. I gave out that news yesterday. I don't know if you guys remember. But hopefully Mace is okay. Hopefully nothing serious hasn't happened to him. The Street Profits versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin in a 2-on-2 tag team match that took place on Monday Night Raw as well. You know, there wasn't, I mean, there was some excitement, but there was not much excitement on this show. Now, the match, the 2-man tag team match, you know, it wasn't really that bad. It was somewhat okay for what it was. At least I think. I mean, I watched the fucking match. I mean, it was just basically the same old stuff. I mean, it's nothing new. Nothing that important. You know what I mean? The Street Profits, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric took place. And before all that happened, the Cincinnati Bengals imagery was shown. And this was a nice reminder for those who forgot about the football game. I heard about the football game. I heard who won. I'm not going to say who won because it's a spoiler. The third part of the Cody Rhodes video series aired. He's training at the Nightmare Factory and announced that he will be returning at the Royal Rumble. I have some news on that. I have some news on Cody Rhodes. I'll be so glad when I get a webcam, a new webcam, to where my audio won't be skipping like that again. I'm getting tired of that. It's aggravating. I don't know if it's because of this laptop or it's because of the USB port that has my webcam hooked to it. The broadcast team made a big focus, or should I say, made a big fuss over Cody Rhodes returning at the Rumble. I think it's just because it's strong Wi-Fi, maybe. That could be the reason why it's doing that. I don't know. We do have a strong Wi-Fi connection, so that could be messing it up. And the dead spots. But Graves said he had goosebumps on his goosebumps and guaranteed that Rose would pick up right where he left off. Byron Saxton stood outside of Adam Pearce's office. I think Adam Pearce's real first name and last name is Adam Copeland, or not Adam Copeland, but Adam, it was just up there. Matter of fact, I just put it up there. Adam Hopkins. I think that's Adam Pearce's real name, Adam Hopkins. So I think Adam Pearce was the one that left the company. I think he was vice president. I don't know. At first, Adam Pearce was the general manager, but I don't know. Adam Hopkins might be Adam Pearce. I don't know. But Adam Hopkins leaving the company is a huge deal. It's serious breaking news. That news is not nothing to joke about. That is not fake news at all. Clearly, the news is legit. Which, don't worry, we're going to get into all that after the review. I can't wait to get into all that. I can't wait for you guys to hear what I have to say about Vince McMahon. I'm probably going to say the exact same thing I said yesterday. Just in case nobody heard it. But anyhow, guys. So once Byron Saxton was outside of Adam Pearce's office, he said it's been a revolving door of wrestlers trying to make their case for being in the Rumble match. Saxton introduced Elias. You guys know who Elias is. Who said that when he wins the Rumble, the Vengeance Tour begins. So we got MVP on the screen. He seemingly exited Pearce's office and told Elias not to bother Pearce about entering the Rumble because the winner is a done deal. Elias assumed that MVP was referring to himself and said that he hasn't been relevant in the ring in years. MVP said he would get Elias a match with the 2023 Royal Rumble winner. Elias accepted and said they call it a tune-up in the music business. MVP returned to Pearce's office. So Elias will be destroyed by Omos later in the show. I had to question that when I saw that. Which, by the way, was the worst match on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. That match was not good at all. That match was god-awfully boring. A bore fest. That match was, man. My God. They don't need to ever book a match like that again. Talk about a worse decision, booking a match. That is as worse. That is as worse as punching a torso, man. That's how bad that match was. I think MVP was referring to Bobby Lashley if Lashley was already booked for a six-way elimination match. It was very, very strange. I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of strange hearing Corey Graves gushing over a babyface like he did for Cody Rhodes. But you have to admit too that Corey Graves does better commentary than Kevin Patrick. Kevin Patrick is absolutely awful on commentary. They need to get him off of commentary immediately. They need to get Booker T and Vince off of commentary while they're at it. I'm talking about Vince Joseph. Yeah, Vince Joseph and Booker T are NXT's commentary team. They need to get them off of commentary. They do not sound good. And we all know how shitty Booker T's takes and opinions can be. I said it yesterday. Here I am saying it again. Patrick announced the Street versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin as coming up after the break. Patrick spoke briefly about Baron Corbin and then the six-way elimination match main event. Entrances for that tag team match took place. We got Street Profits Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. This match was actually better than Omos versus Elias, believe it or not. Dawkins wore some Bengals gear to the ring. Graves said Kenzie, should I say, Native, had been insufferable throughout the day because of the Bengals winning their playoff game. The bell rang, then Benjamin knocked off Ford off the apron with a knee strike. And then we got Ford simply returning and eventually tagging in and performing a high crossbody block on Alexander. My eyes is burning like crazy. Ford turned Alexander inside out with a clothesline and then played to the crowd with a tribal scream, then received a good reaction. Alexander came back moments later with a clothesline on the apron. MVP walked to ringside. Patrick questioned why MVP was there. Graves told him to relax and said it was just business. Dawkins tagged in and had a nice offensive flurry on Benjamin before tagging out. Ford performed a top rope frog splash and had the pin, but Alexander returned to break it up. It's put Benjamin on his shoulders while Ford went to the top rope. Once Ford went to the top rope, once he went to the top rope, he pretty much had the pin, and then Alexander pretty much returned to break it up. So Dawkins pretty much put Benjamin on his shoulders while Ford went to the top rope. And when he did, Alexander clipped Dawkins' knee. Benjamin ran up the ropes, tossed Ford into the ring, and then covered him. But Dawkins broke up the pin a short time later. Dawkins performed a flip dive onto Ford and both opponents on the floor. Back inside, Dawkins went for a corner splash. MVP was late arriving to pull Alexander out of the ring. MVP distracted the referee while Benjamin tossed Dawkins into Alexander's knee strike. So Alexander went for the pin. Dawkins reversed it, got the 3 count. Now, the best way to send a message that Vince McMahon has not taken full control of creative is to have a wrestler win in his hometown. Now, I'm only kind of joking about that, guys. I hope Vince McMahon doesn't have full control of creative. I still can't wait to go over the good news, man. That has excited. The fact that Vince McMahon is going to possibly be sued. But at GOAT tag match, it looked like MVP was legitimately late. I'm not entirely sure. Folks, what they were going for. I don't know. But I don't like Patrick having to act clueless about MVP coming out, given that last night we saw MVP speaking about the duo during his backstage segment with Bobby Lashley last week. Backstage, Kathy Kelly spoke with Judgment Day, asked for Finn Balor about the main event. Balor called it a 6-pack challenge and said if anyone is ready for that, it would be him. Now, Jack Gable and Otis showed up and took issue with Judgment Day, claiming that they ran through the tag division last week. Gable said they had a shot at redemption, and Ripley told Gable not to make her do something she would not regret. Dom said he'd be pumping iron in the yard all day, and even he couldn't hold Rhea back. said Dom to work on having a strong body and a strong mind and told him to sign up for Alpha Academy course. Priest told them to take a walk or they wouldn't make it to the ring. Patrick hyped Becky Lynch, calling out Bayley. Graves taunted WrestleMania Hollywood and set up footage of the wrestlers doing their Robert the impersonations from the last WrestleMania in the arena. Becky Lynch's music played. She walked her way down the steps and slapped hands with the fans. Lynch brought up the Bengals winning and said, joked that she dyed her hair orange for them. Lynch entered the ring, called out Bayley. Damage Control's Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Iyo Sky made their entrances. Bayley wore a San Francisco 49ers jersey and said her name is Bayley, not Karen. Lynch said she is Karen. She is a Karen, pretty much. That's what she said. And said someone needs to explain to Bayley what a Karen is. Lynch called Bayley an entitled idiot with a crappy haircut. Now, as far as the Monday Night Raw Tag Team division goes, as far as this match goes, going back to that match between the Street Profits, the team of Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, both of those teams are incredibly talented, no question about it. But it shouldn't be no surprise to anybody that they delivered such a incredible, fantastic match with the crowd cheering at all of the big spots. Now, it should be noted that MVP tried to talk to Alexander and Benjamin after it was over, but they seemed upset. They seemed upset. Now, going back to match between Becky Lynch and Bayley, I think this was this was a segment. This was a segment, actually. Going back to what I said, going over this Becky Lynch segment. Because it does say on my thumbnail, Becky Lynch segment, you know. But it was hour 2 of Monday Night Raw, and Damage Control entered the ring. The Bayley said that was real mature of Lynch, who said Bayley peaked 2015. So then Bayley said she ran NXT that year when Lynch ran off with the other horsewomen and took her spot. Lynch asked if Bayley was trying to recreate something with her faction. Bayley said she wasn't trying to recreate anything, accused Lynch of taking her spot. Lynch said she wasn't brought up because they saw more than they did in Bayley. Lynch said Bayley was a champion and said she wanted to help the future. Lynch asked if that was true or if Bayley was full of crap like she always said she was. Now, Lynch said she wasn't supposed to be the man or headline WrestleMania, but she worked harder than anyone. Lynch said she knows Bayley loves the business, but Bayley whines and moans whenever she's not the focus. Bayley told the crowd not to bother changing Lynch's name, which led to some Becky chants. You know the crowd, they be like, Becky, Becky, Becky. You know how the crowd are. You know how the fans are. in the crowd. Bayley said the only reason Lynch became the man is because she was punched in the face by another woman. Lynch said she could punch Bayley in the face, Kai and Sky. Ford asked if Bayley was going to hide behind her allies. Bayley stepped forward. Yes, folks, I'm not joking. Bayley stepped forward. She absolutely did. She would have a problem facing her in a one-on-one match. Bayley said, no problem. Lynch asked if she would have had a problem facing her one-on-one match. I repeated that in case nobody didn't hear me because my audio is skipping. Bayley said no problem. Lynch raised the stakes by challenging her to a cage match next week. Bayley hesitated and then accepted. Lynch said it was official and she would see Bayley next week. Lynch dropped the mic and left the ring. Now, if these matches that they are advertising for Raw, for the 30th anniversary of Raw, don't actually take place, then we know Vince is running creative again, which is not good. Anyway, what is up with DDB spending so much time in the crowd these days? Really? I don't get it. I don't get it, man. Damage Control needs a separation, man. We could be nearing the end of Damage Control, dude. There's a possibility that WWE could set up a Damage Control storyline. That needs to happen right now. Bayley needs to get the hell away from Iyo Sky and Dakota Kai. This is not working. This is not working, man. This is not working, bro. Something needs to happen with Damage Control. Because this ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it, man. Dolph Ziggler was shown winning, or should I say warming up, in his locker room. I bet some Dolph Ziggler fans wish Dolph Ziggler was winning on Monday night. Yeah, sure thing. Anyway, Mustafa Ali entered the ring and once again took issue with Ziggler refusing to team with him. Ali said it must be so good who gets opportunity after opportunity to him. Ziggler said no one gets anything handed to them. Ziggler said he actually needed to get in the zone. Not get in the zone, auto zone. No, not that. He needs to get in the zone. I guess in other words, he needs to focus. Ali punched Ziggler and asked if he had his, then left the room. So he pretty much says he needs to focus and worry about his match. So Ali's character is the new Ziggler in that he's complaining about opportunities even though fans see him lose countless matches. I don't want to say they deserve it because I'm not sure where this is going right now. An ad for SmackDown hyped the Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, combining Drew McIntyre and Sheamus versus the Viking Raiders in a tournament match for a shot at the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Man, it makes me wonder if Vince McMahon wrote. It makes me wonder if Vince McMahon's going to be the one writing this week's episode of SmackDown. I mean, look at how they paired up Drew McIntyre with Sheamus. They're not even a tag team. You guys know that, right? The Banger Bros, no. They're not a tag team. They were paired up by Vince McMahon and Bruce. It was not Triple H came up with that decision. It had a Vince McMahon Bruce decision. Had to be. Ain't stupid. Elias was in the ring coming out of the break. In a shocking development, MVP came out dressed in a suit, said Elias being the winner of the 2023 Royal Rumble, but it wouldn't be him. The terrible 6'9". No, he's not 6'9", IWN. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? He's not no 6'9". Get your mind out of it, man. The terrible 7'4", Omos. Oh, great. It's kind of, it's funny how I mentioned Omos's name last week on one of my reviews, on one of my streams. And all of a sudden, Omos appears on our TV screen, making his entrance, while Graves dropped some music reference. We got Omos with MVP versus Elias. Elias got the better of Omos at ringside briefly. Yeah, sure thing. This match was not good by any means. MVP held up his cane, I guess. I don't know why. He doesn't even need a cane. He ain't hurt. He ain't injured. Elias grabbed his guitar. Omos stopped Elias from using the guitar as a weapon. Then headbutted him. Omos smashed the guitar on the ground. Omos returned to the ring, was hit with a few dropping kicks, jumping knees from Elias. Omos dropped to one knee. Elias went up top, but Omos grabbed him by the throat and then hit his finisher and scored the pin. You know good well that damn dropping knee on Omos didn't do any good for Elias. Just like that, Elias buried. Buried from the word, buried for no reason. Buried because WWE has no other plans for him. If you didn't have no other plans for him, you might as well let him go. You might as well release him from his contract. Release Omos from his contract while you're at it. Get rid of Omos because he is terrible. Nobody wants to watch a boring Omos on TV. Get him out. Get him out, man. Get him off of my television. Byron Saxton interviewed Adam Pearce and asked him for a taste of what was in store for Raw. For next week's episode of Raw, the anniversary of Raw. Pearce said it would be an unforgettable night. Akira Tozawa showed up, asked for a spot in the Royal Rumble. Pearce said he had to enter it. He had to earn it, actually. He had to earn it. Tozawa asked for a match to brew it. Pearce said he couldn't make any of these. Yeah, the word he had to enter it slipped out of my mouth. It slipped, okay? It slipped. It's not like I wasn't meant to say it. It slipped. He could give him a match, and a win would go a long way. Dutch Judgment Day was shown walking backstage while Patrick hyped the tag team match. Patrick spotlighted Finn Balor briefly while also nothing. This is nothing, to be honest. This one I'm about to tell you is nothing. Finn Balor briefly also knowing his rib injury that he's in the main event. All he mentioned was his ribs. There's nothing serious about that. It's kayfabe. It's not real. Judgment Days, Dominic Mysterio, Rhea Ripley, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest made their entrance. Graves was great as he warned Patrick about the things that Dominic could do to him with a toothbrush or a bar of soap. Ha 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 ha. Very funny. Like people are supposed to laugh at. Me and Alpha Academy came to a flat reaction. Gable caught Priest in a standing ankle. Priest made it to the ropes and then kicked Gable away. Gable came right back with a dragon screw leg whip. Otis tagged in, got a neck, a very, very nice pop. Get that guy a neck. No, I'm just kidding. Graves said he was expecting Otis to break through a brick wall and pour him a beverage. Man, I wish I had me a fucking grape juice beverage. Grape juice beverage, man. Now, let me stop, seriously. On a serious note, Gable tagged in again. Priest whipped Gable toward the ropes. Dom held the ropes down. Then Gable tumbled to ringside. Otis power slammed Priest for a good near fall. Otis performed a hilariously terrible version of the caterpillar. It then went to the ropes. He was distracted by Gable suplexing Dom on the floor. Priest slammed Otis from the ropes. Gable returned to the ring and suplexed Priest. Dom rolled up Gable, who countered into the ankle lock. And Ripley distracted the referee. And then Priest hit the South of Heaven. Close slam. Choke slam. Close slam. Choke slam. No, IWN. No, IWN. It's choke slam, not close slam, man. What is it with you not getting your stuff right, bro? What's your problem? What is your problem, man? I don't know what my problem is. What do you mean you don't know? Anyway. Ripley distracted referee. Priest hit his South of Heaven choke slam on Gable, which led to Dominique scoring the pin. I guess this was a fun match. I don't know if that's the way of saying it, but Alpha Academy got a flat reaction coming out and then totally got the crowd behind them by the end. The fans still love quirky babyface Otis. And I think it's only a matter of time before they get behind Gable if he's consistently pushed as a babyface. Broadcast teams, the annual video tribute, Dr. Martin Luther King. Yes, folks, I said it. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. An ad for NXT focused on Gallus, Tyler Bate, and Jinder Mahal returning, and Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams versus Apollo Crews and Exam for Tuesday's show. Patrick spotlight The Miz briefly as part of the main event build. Makes me wonder why we still have The Miz on TV. I mean, he's not that good of a wrestler, but he is good. He is good with acting on this show. I will say that. I mean, that's the best you're going to hear coming out of me as far as The Miz goes. You got Iyo Sky with Dakota Kai versus, I'm not going to say her name. I'm going to say Mia Yim. Nobody gives a fuck about Miakin. Get that Miakin name off. Get it out. That name Miakin sounds terrible. It doesn't make sense. Give Mia Yim her ring name back. We don't need to be seeing her ring name Miakin. We don't need to be seeing that on television. Can you not be any more dumb? Show her regular name instead of showing Miakin, Mia Yim. Mia Yim! Get it right. WWE. I'm tired of hearing Miakin. That name doesn't sound right. It makes no sense whatsoever. That's not a good creative name. I think that name was brought up by Vince McMahon and Bruce Prichard. Only Vince McMahon and Bruce Prichard would give people that they like that particular kind of ring name, which goes to show that Vince McMahon and Bruce Prichard doesn't give a fuck about men or women's wrestling. Especially when it comes to burying talent, wasting them, and then releasing them for absolutely no reason. Oh, because of budget cuts, give me a break. Yeah, right. You only released them because you had no plans. 200 plus talent they released from the company because they had no plans. They had no other plans for any of them. Keith Lee had the worst fucking gimmick on the main roster. His gimmick was Bearcat Keith Lee. What the heck is that? Andrade, Aleister Black had a bad run on the main roster because of Vince McMahon and Bruce Prichard. You know, Vince McMahon, remember? Vince McMahon is guilty of something. He's guilty of a lot of things right now. And he is potentially getting sued by you know who. I just said it. I said it. I think I said it right in the open before the review began. Right before the review started, man. Right before I started ringside for me and Yim, watching me and Yim's match against Bayley. Anyways, Bayley walked into the stage with her team. I'm gonna need this thing to stop there and skipping, man. I have to really consider into getting a new one. Trying to get me a Windows laptop so I can be able to download Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 3 and Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 so I could be able to download mods because I want to start streaming and showcasing mods. I was talking to my older brother about that last week. And I can't wait to have a Windows laptop, man, because once I do, I'm getting rid of these laptops that I got right here. I'm getting rid of this. I'm getting rid of the Mac laptop, and I may get rid of one of these Chromebook laptops. I'm end up keeping one of them just in case I'm not able to download the Adobe Express app on the Windows laptop. Been trying to bid for one on eBay. Nothing's coming far. I'm not even winning. I'm currently winning the bid right now. Hopefully, nobody else is bidding for that laptop. I haven't got a notification yet saying that somebody's bidding for it. But anyways, Bayley walked onto the stage with her team and applauded Sky before heading to the back. Graves said, Mia Yim, no Miakin, I'm not saying that name. That name sounds stupid. I'm saying it. Miakin. Nope, don't say it, IWN. Don't say it. Graves said Mia Yim was cosplaying as Prison Dawn. Mia Yim performed an early neck breaker and then had a series of strikes. Mia Yim drop-kicked a kneeling Sky. Sky threw a kick that Mia Yim ducked before performing a German suplex. Yim set up for Eat the Feet, but unfortunately, she was distracted by Kai on the apron. Yeah, that's good to know that she was distracted by Kai on the apron. Good to know. LeRae pulled Kai to the floor. Sky kicked LeRae through the ropes. Mia Yim hit Eat the Feet on Sky and pinned her. Damage Control gets yet another L and another loss on Monday Night Raw. What more do you want me to say? It is this. If this is not a sign or any indication that they need to break Bailey up from Dakota Kai and Iyo Sky. This is not a sign that they need to end Damage Control. Separate. Get Bailey away from Dakota Kai. If this is not a sign that they need to do all that, then I don't know what else to tell you. Get Bailey away from Iyo Sky and Dakota Kai. Damage Control is dead on Monday Night Raw. Absolutely dead. They need to start a Damage Control breakup storyline effective immediately. Their run on Monday Night Raw hasn't been good. They got to do something because this ain't working. I said it earlier. This ain't working, man. After the match, Kai attacked Mia Yim. LeRae ran in, ended up performing a cold breaker on Kai. LeRae raised the arm of Mia Yim. The live crowd was a very I'm gonna say it right. Put it this way, guys. The live crowd was very, very quiet as they were during the Alpha Academy entrance. Only this time, they didn't really come to life as the match went on. Nonetheless, some of you guys probably assume that this is leading to a tag team title match. Would not be surprised if it is. But will it be booked for the Royal Rumble? That's the question. That's the main question. Now, the broadcast team set up a video package on Alexa Bliss. Alexa! I wish they would get Alexa Bliss away from that Bray Wyatt gimmick. That Bray Wyatt gimmick has got to go, man. That Bray Wyatt gimmick on Alexa Bliss has got to go. Give her goddess gimmick back. We want the trash-talking Alexa Bliss back. The Alexa Bliss that trash-talks fans. That gives the fans the middle finger. That Alexa Bliss. Why do we need to see Bray Wyatt Bliss? That gimmick is dead. That gimmick does not. That gimmick is not. It's not suitable for Alexa Bliss. It does not fit her freaking character at all. None whatsoever. It really doesn't. Listen to me when I tell you all this. When I mean the Bray Wyatt gimmick doesn't fit Alexa Bliss in a whole positive, not to be disrespectful, not to be rude, just speaking the truth. Man, where's Robert Roode coming back? That's what I want to know. Robert Roode, Bobby Roode. He was Robert Roode before he was out with injury. He was Robert Roode. What's glorious is Cody Rhodes being shown front and center in the graphic that displayed the men's Rumble match entrances. The same 4 women that were previously advertised for the women's Rumble match remained the only entrances. All Women's Champion Bianca Belair made her entrance for an in-ring promo. Belair said she knew it had only been a couple of weeks, but she missed the fans so much. So much so that she said she would never, ever miss Raw if it were up to her. She said there are risks in her job, such as when she had her face busted on the ring steps. Belair said that she would face Bliss over and over again. Despite the scar, Belair said that with every risk comes the reward of remaining champion. She paused for a faint EST chant that never developed. Belair said she heard everything Bliss had and questioned whether she had the guts to come say it to her face. Alexa Bliss made her entrance and accused Bliss, or should I say Belair, not Bliss, excuse me, Belair, of pretty much fearing her because she doesn't know what from her. Bliss started to mention Belair called her off and assumed she was going to enter the Rumble. Belair asked if she would rather face her for a shot at the belt. Bliss asked what the catch was. Now Belair stood apron and said that Bliss wanted to take control, so the choice was here. Or should I say the choice was hers. Bliss said she would see Belair at the Rumble. Belair dropped off the apron, said she could pretty much see her tonight too. Belair roughed up Bliss and ran her into the ring post barricade. Shoved Belair toward steps, but Belair blocked it. Belair dove at Bliss, who ducked, causing Belair to leap over the barricade. When Bliss stood up, Belair stood up behind her, pulled her over. So then, Belair roughed up Bliss and then positioned two chairs next to one another on the floor. Belair set up. I keep getting Bliss's name mixed up with Belair. I don't know why. I keep getting their names mixed up. Belair set up for a KOD onto the chairs. But he stopped. Uncle Howdy could be seen in a lit area that led to the concourse. Bliss slipped away, put Belair down with a DDT. And that's when we got Bronson Reed versus Akira Tozawa. I think I'm getting allergies or something. My eyes is kind of dry. Kind of wet too at the same time. Burning. Tozawa's entrance was not televised. Reed dominated early on, fought him with an enziguri. It took him down with a Hurricane Rana. Reed rolled to the floor. Tozawa hit him with a suicide dive and then played to a respective crowd. Tozawa went for a cannonball from the apron. Reed caught him, tossed him at the barricade. Reed went back to the apron, then hit a running elbow on Tozawa on the floor. Back in the ring, Reed performed his Tsunami splash and scored the win. Reed is a really good heel, man. He's a good babyface, too. He's good at doing both. Reed's offensive moves looked terrific. It was an impressive squash-style match with Tozawa getting just a bit of offense. It was not built as a qualifying match. So Reed winning doesn't mean he's officially in the match. Now, I want to note, I just want to take note that the match between Omos and Elias was absolutely fucking terrible. It was very short and uneventful. It didn't make either guy look good. It didn't make either guy look great or good at all. Just in case you're wondering what my thoughts on Omos versus Elias are. We got the main event of Raw. Again, Omos versus Elias was short, uneventful. It didn't make them look good. In case you didn't get it, because my audio is skipping. I hate when it does that. It makes me mad. It pisses me off. I feel like the audio messes my speaking. Seth Rollins was interviewed by Byron Saxton, who said he was going to the Rumble into WrestleMania. But the U.S. title keeps calling him, man. Why does the U.S. title keep calling you, Seth Rollins? He would win the main event, the U.S. title, the Rumble, then beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I want it all. I want it now. Rollins closed that it was a Freddie Mercury lyric. The broadcast team hyped the following matches for the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. Becky Bayley in a cage match. The Bloodlines acknowledgement ceremony, the Usos versus Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest for the Raw Tag Team Championships. And Austin Theory defending his United States title against the winner of the 6-way elimination match. So we got this main event elimination match. And I'm not going to go over it too much. But the main event of the evening was a 6-man elimination match for a shot at the United States Championship. Now, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Baron Corbin, Finn Balor, The Miz, Dolph Ziggler were all in for the opportunity to challenge Austin Theory, who came to watch from the side. He was basically watching from the sidelines. The Miz ended up being the first man out after Rollins hit him with a stomp. Balor and Corbin worked together for a little while to take on Ziggler and Rollins while Lashley was outside the ring. Matches like this have a lot of moving parts. It didn't really follow a familiar pattern. So they are much harder to judge. The crowd seemed to be into the action, and the wrestlers were working their butts off. So it definitely seemed to be a successful main event. Yep, it was defiantly a successful main event. Also, Ziggler was the second man who found himself being eliminated and was followed by Balor and Baron Corbin. This left Rollins and Lashley as the final two men fighting over a chance to challenge for the belt both men held last year. Omos came out of nowhere and threw Rollins over the announce table. I don't know why you needed Omos out. Man, what a terrible way to end Monday Night Raw, right? Jesus Christ. Lashley seemed confused to see Omos and MVP at ringside. Theory ended up knocking him down with the United States Championship. Rollins took out Omos in Theory before Lashley nailed him with a spear for the win. Made it nonetheless. Seemingly the next step toward the formation of the new Hurt Business. Rollins was picked up multiple pins and was protected despite taking the final. I mean, this was sort of a better episode, but it's still, Monday Night Raw still needs a little bit more improvement. Despite a better episode, it still needs a little bit more improvement, given the strong competition from the NFL playoff game. And it was somewhat the semi-newsworthy show with the announcement of the Raw 30th anniversary matches and legends, as well as some Royal Rumble developments. Like I said, there were some good things on the show, and there were some bad things on the show. The worst match on the show was Elias versus Omos. The best matches on the show were the Street Profits versus Shelton Benjamin. And Bronson Reed versus Akira Tozawa. And Alpha Academy versus Judgment Day. The two main matches, though, were Alpha Academy versus Judgment Day, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander versus the Street Profits. Those were the two best matches on Monday Night Raw. I don't think anything else on the show piqued my interest outside those two matches. So, that is all you're going to hear from me. And that is going to end it for your Monday Night Raw, January 17, 2023 review. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up. I'm sorry for my audio skipping a little bit. Don't you worry, though. I'm going to get a new webcam. You better best believe that. I'm definitely getting a new one. I'm tired of that skipping shit. Gets on my nerves. I don't know why it's doing that. As I mentioned, it could be the strong Wi-Fi connection. I don't know. For all I know, man. It could be because the webcam has a shortage a little bit. I don't know. It don't seem to have a shortage. It don't look like it has a shortage. I don't know. It could be the wires. Could be one of those three things. Because strong internet can somehow make your audio skip sometimes. That's why I told Mom I didn't like that router that she had. I'd rather have a router with a lot more speed to where I can be able to stream games just for the where it won't there and lag and anything. I'd rather stream games on the laptop now than the PS4 because of that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a 4 or 5 minute break. When I come back, it'll be time for me to go to WWE and AEW Tuesday afternoon news, and then that's going to do it. I'm going to end the stream after that and wash up and get ready to go to work. I'm walking to work early today. I'm showing up for work early. Yesterday was a mistake. I realized yesterday that I was late for work and I had to get off. I was mad and frustrated that I didn't get to finish my stream yesterday. I didn't get to finish my, yeah, you guys know already. But I don't know what the heck I got this freaking other tab that says audio library off. I had it on there for a reason. So my music is on there. Or the YouTube music on there. The YouTube music that's licensed by YouTube themselves. But anyways, guys, I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Gonna take a 4 or 5 minute break. When I come back, I'm gonna go over your AEW Tuesday afternoon news for January the 17th, 2023. We got some major WWE news to go over. We got a couple AW news to go over. There's not many. There's not too many AW news. There's a lot of WWE news than there is AW news. So I'll be back. Oh, guys, by the way, be sure if you enjoyed my Monday Night Raw review, hit the thumbs up, please. Let's get some likes on the stream because I don't see any likes on the stream. I don't see any likes on the stream. I noticed that. Played my music. So hit the thumbs up, and I'll be back in 4 or 5 minutes. No Use says Raw is war venue to be loved by Papa Runch from Raw HD and Raw 30th anniversary. We'll see how the Raw 30th anniversary turns out. No Use. We'll see. We don't know if the show's going to be good yet or not because Vince McMahon is back as chairman, and that's not good. He's back as executive chairman. But he's getting sued by the Detroit Fire and Police Department systems. So that's a good thing. That's good news. And we're still gonna go over that. But I'll be right back, guys. Hit the thumbs up, please, please, please. Let's get at least 6 or 7 likes on the stream. I really appreciate it. I'll be back. Don't go anywhere, guys. Stay right here, man. Stay right here. Do not go anywhere. It's not gonna take long. I gotta go fix me a freaking lunch or snack, eat, and then I'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for me to give you guys your WWE and AEW Tuesday afternoon news. This is what you all been waiting for. This is what you all been waiting to hear. So I'm finally going to be able to pick up where I left off from yesterday. I didn't get to finish going over your AEW news. I was getting ready to do that until my job called. And I had to get off because I had to go to work because I was a little late. So luckily for me, I will be able to pick up where I left off. Now, the inception is that Vince McMahon will be making his return to Monday Night Raw. I don't think that's happening. I think that news is not real. I really don't think Vince McMahon will be on Monday Night Raw. I hope to God not. We don't need, Lord knows that we do not need Vince McMahon on Monday Night Raw. Keep him off of TV and get Vince McMahon out of WWE so he will never return again. Nobody wants him there. The talent doesn't want him there. The higher-ups don't want him there. The higher-ups and the talent, they don't like Vince McMahon. They don't care about Vince McMahon whatsoever, and they have the right to not care. I don't blame them. I don't give a fuck about Vince McMahon. I can tell you that. Vince McMahon cares about nobody but himself at the end of the day. He doesn't care about men and women's wrestling. He doesn't care about what the fans want. He only cares about what he wants out of the shows and what he wants the rosters to look like and who he wants used on TV at the end of the day. At the end of the day, man. It's a damn shame if you ask me. It really is. Which proves to be another reason why Vince should be there. Which legitimately proves another reason why Vince McMahon should not be there. Vince McMahon's years as chairman is over. Gone. He needs to go. There's no reason why a 77-year-old senile old dumb fuck, Vince McMahon, should be running WWE. There's no reason why he should be there. Speaking of the 77-year-old Vince McMahon, if this news right here that I'm about to give out isn't any sign or indication to you all that Vince McMahon is guilty of something, which we all know he's guilty of a lot of things, I'm going to need you to get up and go check your fucking self in the mirror. This news is legit. It's not fake at all. Vince McMahon was once accused of inappropriately grabbing talent during backstage altercation. So, as you can see, Vince McMahon looks like Dr. Seuss. He looks like Uncle fucking Sam in this photo. He looks like the ugly version of Uncle Sam. Anyways, WWE's lengthy history is packed with some truly strange and quirky backstage incidents and stories that only wrestling fans can relate to. A tale of the former wrestler Nails legitimately attacked Vince McMahon is among the less spoke about backstage incidents of all time. The lesser spoken about backstage incidents of all time. It doesn't make the story any less crazy. Because it says here that Mr. Magnificent Kevin Kelly made his official WWEF debut in 1992 under the ring name Nails. I wasn't even around at that time. My brother wasn't even around. My brother was born in 1993. Anyways, his particular gimmick was that of an ex-convict who accused the Big Boss Man of torturing him during his prison time, with Boss Man's gimmick being an ex-prison warden. Nails emerged victorious in his inaugural feud with Boss Man, culminating in a nightstick on a pole match at Survivor Series following a long-drawn rivalry. Coming out of that, Nails teased going after The Undertaker and had a brief feud with the Ultimate Warrior. Then things took a turn for Nails in Vince McMahon's company. So one day, Nails started arguing with Vince McMahon over a financial dispute because the wrestler believed he deserved more pay from his match against Virgil at SummerSlam 2000 or SummerSlam 1992. I was going to say 2000 and something, but that's not what I was trying to say. The tension between Vince and Nails eventually resulted in a wrestler assaulting Mr. McMahon backstage. This caused Nails' release from the company, but he had a very wild accusation as well. While speaking on a 2016 episode of Something to Wrestle, Conrad Thompson asked Bruce Prichard about the story that Nails accused Vince McMahon of sexual assault after the wrestler knocked the chairman off his chair in an attempt to strangle him during that backstage brawl. What followed was a rather interesting conversation where Conrad Thompson retold Nails' story. Here's the interesting thing about it. It said that Bruce Prichard simply said he was not present to witness things. That being said, Earl Hebner was around, and Bruce Prichard did not deny the incident took place. It says here, and I quote, this is what Conrad said, there's rumor out there that Nails accused Vince McMahon of sexual assault, or rather the case might be. Give me some, says Conrad. And then Bruce says, well, they had a big argument. Earl Hebner witnessed the thing through the door because it was heated. It was loud. Conrad, wait. There was no, wait, stop. Earl Hebner witnessed it through the door. It was heated and loud. I asked if there was a sex incident, and you said, Earl, watch. And then Bruce Prichard, speaking of Bruce Prichard, they need to fire Bruce Prichard. I don't know why he's still there. This, what I'm about to read to you guys, goes to show how sick Vince McMahon really is. Bruce said, you liked what you liked, the way that you liked, the way that I phrased, all that. He questioned that, and then he said, see, I saved that for the payoff that no, there was no sexual harassment or touching or any way, shape, or form. It was a heated argument with Nails doing a lot of yelling and screaming and then lunged. It Vince choking him, kind of tumbling his ass over the kettle in his chair. Conrad says, allegedly, doesn't Nails start screaming when people start to come in the room? He touched my dick or something like that. This is sickening. This is a sickening story, man. And then Bruce says that I have no idea. I wasn't there for it. So I don't know. But I don't know. And then Conrad says, the way I hear it, when people start coming in the room, he starts screaming. He touched my D-I-C-K. Touch my D-I-C-K, which is just only in wrestling, which you guys know what that stands for. I'm not going to say it again. It slipped. Don't worry. I hate saying that word sometimes. Bruce says, only in wrestling, folks. But God damn. Only in the WWF. That was the time when wrestlers was able to cuss on TV. Who knows what we'll talk about nails again, says Bruce, end quote. The bitter rivalry between Nails and Vince McMahon later made it to court, where all charges against chairman were dropped. Nails even attempted an attack on McMahon during the infamous steroid trial in court. The chairman of WWE was eventually acquitted. What is y'all's take on this story? This right here goes to show you how sick Vince McMahon is. I believe Nails in every way. I believe Vince McMahon sexually assaulted him. I mean, I find it very easy to believe. Given that Vince McMahon paid several women hush money, number one. Number two, Vince McMahon has a lawsuit filed against him for trying to attempt to regain power. He's trying to be like Trump. Trying to be like Trump now. And then on top of that, there's allegations of sexual misconduct. Mr. Man is guilty of a lot of things, man. I'm telling you right now. And appropriately touching talent is one of the things. Paying several women hush money for sex is another thing. Allegations of sex misconduct, another thing. Trying to sell the company, threatening to sell the company. That's a fourth thing. That's way too far. Trying to sell a company. WWE doesn't even need a sale. Like JD stated on his podcast last week, the prices are up. The stock is up. The viewership ratings are up, man. He wasn't lying. I even saw the viewership and ratings, and I was told they were up. Even I was told they were up. If the viewership ratings and stock is up, then there should be no reason as to why Vince McMahon should have plans to sell the company. The company should not be sold if the stock prices, viewership and ratings are up. There's no reason. No reason whatsoever. Why is Vince McMahon having plans to sell WWE? Oh, because he doesn't want nobody running it better than him, right? Right? Is that what that is? Give me a break, man. He doesn't want nobody running it better than him. Wow, Vince. Sounds to me like you're jealous of Triple H right there. That's jealousy right there. That's what that sounds like. That's what that sounds like. Legitimately. He is jealous of Triple H and his success and what he did as head of creative and what he's doing as chief content officer. There was a possible scenario, speaking of Triple H and Stephanie McMahon starting their own company. We got to go over this. This news is not K5 either. This news is not fake either. I bet you guys didn't know about that, didn't you? I definitely have the answers to this. Have the news on this, man. We're going to go over it as soon as I find it. As soon as I find it, man. Where is it? Come on, you got to be somewhere. Oh, there it is. There it is. So it says here that earlier this month, Stephanie McMahon resigned from WWE's board of directors. This led to a speculation that she and Triple H weren't in support of the potential sale of the company. They weren't. Clearly they weren't, man. Of course they weren't. Ringside News. The speculation was later shot down, and it was reported that Stephanie and Hunter were fully aware that Vince McMahon's controlling shares would have to be offloaded in some fashion in the event of a sale. Vince selling the company to Saudi Arabia, that was debunked, obviously. Him selling the company is a way for him to regain creative control. Why? And then you wonder why the Detroit fire departments and the police department systems sued Vince McMahon. Then you wonder why the Detroit fire and police department systems are potentially suing Vince McMahon, which I hope they are, which I hope they already did if they haven't yet. I do have some news on that, and I'm glad we are on that. I'm glad we are on that discussion, because Disney and Comcast have already declared that no major company intends on retaining McMahon's services in any capacity post-sale. Dave from PW Insider answered the following question in the latest mailbag. That's Ringside News' sources. One of Ringside News' biggest sources that they have. Any chance Stephanie resigning is leading to her starting her own company to buy her dad's stock? It's basically how Vince McMahon started. David dismissed that this is a huge way, but he dismissed this in a huge way. He also painted a picture that might see Stephanie McMahon and Triple H start their own company. It says here, and I quote, "I would say no chance in hell because, well, you know, but I try not to speak in absolutes. Whatever the longest of long shots is, that is the answer here. With that said, if Vince really does the most heinous thing I can think of, is sell to the Saudis, which would make the company a leaper in the U.S., I could definitely see Stephanie and HH going to NBC Universal and pitch starting a company for them." End quote. It shouldn't be a surprise that a couple of prospective WWE buyers plan to retain the services of Stephanie McMahon and Triple H, considering the outstanding work they have done in the last 6 months, I'd say. In the last 6 months that they were in charge of WWE, following Vince's retirement this past July. Now, it is to be noted that Stephanie McMahon's resignation from WWE did allow Nick Khan to role of sole CEO of WWE. So we'll have to see what's in store for Vince McMahon's company in the months to come. I think what's in store for Vince McMahon's company is complete disaster. Things are getting worse, as we know, and never mind things are getting worse. Things are already worse right now. The vice president of communications left the company. We're going to go over that too. Don't worry. We are getting to that. Believe me, we are now getting ready to get to that. We're getting ready to get to that, man. We're getting close to that. Very, very close. Now, Vince McMahon, there was more news on Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is likely to fire Triple H's new hires if he regains creative control, which the police and the fire department systems is preventing that from happening. Hopefully they are. They're preventing Vince McMahon from a potential sale and preventing him from being the shareholder for the board of directors. Which to this day I'm still glad. During a mailbag to PW Insider, they were asked about Vince McMahon firing everyone that Triple H hired back over the last few months, from Dexter, Loomis to William Regal, the general. That if Vince McMahon resigned or should I say resign? I wish he did resign. I wish he did resign right now. I wish he was gone right now. Gone from the company. Nobody wants him there, man. Why do you think I said, get him out? If Vince McMahon does regain control, creative control, then you know what? His opinion about people that he fired in the first place isn't likely to change. Yeah, right. This guy doesn't know what Vince McMahon's done in WWE for 53 years. He doesn't know that. He can't just go around and say that. He don't know that. He says, here and I quote, if he does, and I will say if, because I don't want to assume he will take over creative, since it would really hurt my enjoyment of the company. Yes, everyone who he saw nothing in before, he probably won't say anything in at that time. End quote. Vince McMahon was also accused of blackmailing his way back into WWE. About that news, Vince McMahon's return to WWE has been compared to that of Walt Disney in a huge way, says Ringside News. Ringside News exclusively reported also that Vince McMahon returned to WWE's offices as well and brought back Brad Bloom, which I went over that yesterday as well, as his chief of staff a month and a half after WWE fired Bloom. We'll have to see if Vince McMahon regains full control of WWE again, which I hope to God not. Especially creative. No, we do not want Vince McMahon having control of creative. Keep him away from creative, please. His creative sucks. Vince McMahon's creative writing and producing sucks. Same with Bruce Prichard's. Keep him away from creative. Get Vince McMahon back out of there and fire Bruce Prichard. He needs to go too. Get him out. When the shows are fucking terrible and bad while Triple H is in charge, it's how you know Vince and Bruce has wrote the shows. It's how you know Vince and Bruce were probably the ones that wrote the shows, more than likely. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me with this mess, man. Seriously. Get him out, man. He doesn't need to be there. Oh! Another important news, guys. WWE held internal meetings for Royal Rumble pitches. Yes, this is something you all need to know about. I'm sure this is the news that you've all been waiting for as well. I've been more than ready to go over this news with you guys. More than ready, man. I don't want to repeat myself just because my brain feels a little weird and I don't know. Maybe I think because I stated yesterday that I'm eating too much Doritos. Maybe that's making me kind of feel a little bit dazed. I started back eating them because there wasn't any more snacks I could think of because I got tired of eating them chips and them darn cookies, man. No. But anyhow, I'm trying to find that news article. There it is. So WWE held internal meetings for the Royal Rumble pitches. I didn't say bitches. I said pitches. To those of you that are thinking negative, getting your minds out of the gutter. Triple H is preparing his crew to produce his first road to WrestleMania. That's Ringside News exclusively reported. The card for WrestleMania 39 is in place. And all they need to do is get there. According to a report from Fightful's paywall, WWE held some internal meetings where the Royal Rumble ideas were pitched. It was not noted who. It's not noted who. Man, I wish they knew who. But they're saying it's not noted who. Jeez, of course they're going to say that. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on like they don't know what's going on in WWE like JD does. They don't know what's going on in WWE like I do. They don't know what's going on in the WWE like Solo Monster and Jesse does. They don't know what's going on within the WWE like some of the people in the internet wrestling community does. But anyways, says Ringside News, it was not noted who attended those meetings, or rather any plans were changed. Says here, and I quote, WWE has had internal meetings for pitches for the upcoming Royal Rumble recently, end quote. Triple H will continue at the helm of WWE's creative direction even after Vince McMahon's return to the company. It seems that the Royal Rumble event is coming together as they have a lot of pieces that need to be put in place. It said Triple H will continue at the helm. More like Triple H will be removed and fired again in about 1 or 2 weeks. Vince McMahon is desperately trying to seek creative control. He doesn't like what Triple H is doing. And it's not cool that Vince McMahon is doing that. What's cool is that Triple H made changes to WWE as soon as he became head of creative. We saw the returns of Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. The list goes on and on. I can go on all day if I have to. Bayley, Mia Yim, Iyo Sky, Dakota Kai, Karrion Kross, Scarlett, Bronson Reed. Who else he brought back? Who else did he bring back? I'm trying to think who else he brought back. He brought back somebody else too. Oh, Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, and oh man, I think that was pretty much it. To be honest, that was pretty much it, man. But WWE has a lot of pieces that need to be put in place, says Ringside News. I didn't say that. They said that. They have heard plenty of rumors regarding the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, including Cody Rhodes' expected return. Only time will tell who ends up pointing at the WrestleMania side when the night concludes. Sorry. Freaking throat. Something was coming up in my throat. It felt weird. What's y'all's take on this story about the Royal Rumble? Let me know. Oh, there was another meeting held. Triple H and Kevin Dunn was involved in the meeting this time. They hold talent meeting way before Monday Night Raw went on the air. Even JD gave this news out on his Monday Night Raw review last night. Just to confirm that, just so these geeks online won't be like, oh, well, JD didn't give out the news on the Monday Night Raw meeting. Yes, he did. He was live with his Monday Night Raw review last night, and he clearly gave out the news on the Triple H Kevin Dunn talent meeting before Raw. So shut the fuck up. Okay? I just want to mention that right now. According to Fightful Select, WWE held another meeting on January the 16th for the Raw roster. The meeting, which started shortly after 3 p.m. Eastern Time, including staff and talent. No, not my eyes burning again. God damn it. The talent meeting was conducted by Triple H, Kevin Dunn. Yeah. Yeah, that Kevin Dunn. And Executive Vice President of Talent for WWE, Dan Ventrelli. It is reported that many of the same points were touched upon from the Friday meeting, including Triple H. He's still CCO and is in charge of creative. That's all I need. hear. Vince McMahon doesn't seek control of creative. I'm going to blow. My face is going to turn so red, hot, and angry. It's not even funny. The rumors of potential sale to Saudi Arabia were also debunked. I did mention that about 10 minutes ago. WWE held another talent meeting on January the 16th for the Raw roster and says, and I quote, Fightful Select learned that staff and talent were all involved at the meeting, which started shortly after 3 p.m. Eastern Time, yada, yada, yada. The meeting was conducted by Triple H, Paul Levesque, Kevin Dunn, Executive Vice President of Talent, Dan Ventrell. Thus far, they were told that many of the same points were hit from Friday, including noting that Triple H is still CCO and firmly in control of creative, and that talent relations are not changing. There was also debunking last week's Saudi Arabia sales story. Dan Ventrell started his spot in WWE 3 months ago after leaving the Raiders organization following the Cincinnati Bengals defeating them in the playoffs in January of 2022. That probably didn't have much to do with him leaving, but it absolutely happened. We'll have more details as we get them, says Fightful Select, end quote. Based on the above report, it seems that this meeting was intended to reassure the talent and staff that everybody is under control. No, you mean this meeting was intended to calm talent down over the news of Vince McMahon trying to seek control of creative. You mean that? You mean that? That part. Yeah, that part, IWN, that part. Oh my God, man. Vince McMahon is such a fucking comedian, bro. He really is. Really. I mean, these sources can't catch a break. I tell you, man. It's ridiculous. Sorry, guys, I had to get up and get something. But it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous how Vince McMahon has become now. It really is. It really is, man. I don't know why he's doing it. Well, he's doing this because he wants power. He's all about power. He's all about the money. He's all about his stupid political agenda. Same with Bruce Prichard. Same with the Vince and Bruce administration. All the members of their administration. And Vince McMahon is most importantly, we all know this for a fact, he's most importantly all about the fucking money. That's the same way with my KFC owner. Like, that's what my KFC owner is all about. I get the money part, but power and your stupid political agenda, different story. Different story there. Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Me a fucking break with this shit, man. Why can't Vince McMahon be like Triple H? I don't get it. Why can't Vince do what Triple H does? Why can't he just do what Triple H does? Why can't he just ignore Triple H and accept the changes that Triple H has made in the company? I don't understand. But the meeting was intent for Triple H to calm down the worried talent over the rumor news on Vince McMahon trying to potentially seek control of creative. I know, man. Listen, man. Listen, man. I know, man. I know how you guys feel, man. I really know. I understand. I really do. I really do, man. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks, man. It sucks. I know. Yeah, Mr. McMahon's such a loser, man. He is such a whining idiot, man. He is so delusional. He really is. My IWM fans are booing Vince McMahon. You want to know why my IWM fans are booing Vince McMahon? Because he is fucking evil, manipulative, disgusting, and a fucking sicko. That's what he is. Cody Rhodes finally reveals when he will return from injury. Yes, folks, I don't stutter when I say this. I really don't. So let me find that real quick. Let's find that real quick, man. There it is. I found it. I found it. I found it, man. Yes, folks. I don't lie. I'm not making this up. This is real news. It's not K5. Cody Rhodes finally reveals when he will return from injury. Yeah, I know, man. I know. It's great news, isn't it? It's great. It's absolutely great, man. It's absolutely great, man. You love to hear it. You love to hear shit like that, man. You really do. You really do, man. WWE aired another video package for Cody Rhodes. The vignette showcased his incredible journey through rehab. The clip ends with the ultimate reveal that Cody Rhodes will return at the upcoming Royal Rumble. PLE. At the Royal Rumble PLE, it stands for Premium Live Event. To those of you that didn't know. It says here, and I quote, breaking news, Cody Rhodes. It says, at Cody Rhodes returns at hashtag Royal Rumble. The American Nightmare has officially declared for the 2023 Men's Royal Rumble match. Listen, man. American Dream. American Dream. Just had to throw that out there. Because that was Dusty Rhodes' entrance music. Cody Rhodes will join an elite list of superstars at the Men's Royal Rumble match. Listen, I don't care about the negative. I don't care what the negative WWE simps, geeks have to say in the community. Whether you like my opinion or not, the people, the participants in the Men's Royal Rumbles, the participants in the Men and Women's Royal Rumble that should be winning is Cody Rhodes and Rhea Ripley. Whether you like my opinion or not, Cody Rhodes and Rhea Ripley should be the winners of the Men's and Women's Royal Rumble. Cody Rhodes should be the winner of the Men's Royal Rumble. Rhea Ripley should be the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble. This would set up the Rhea Ripley Bianca Belair feud. And then that feud will be able to last till May. Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble set up the Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns feud. This makes sense. Having Rhea Ripley win the Women's Royal Rumble, having Cody Rhodes win the Men's Royal Rumble absolutely makes sense for three reasons. Number one, it's the right call. Number two, it's the right creative decision. And number three, most importantly, man, it's the right move. It's the right way of doing things when it comes to creative decisions. It's the right creative decision, man. It really is. So the winner should be Cody Rhodes for the men's and Rhea Ripley for the women's. Rhea Ripley has had the best time of her life last year. Last year, she had the best run of her entire career, man. And I think she deserves a championship opportunity. Comment a hand emoji if you guys agree. What is y'all's take on this story? Let me know. Big matches and segments set for WWE Raw 30th anniversary. Now, about 30th anniversary, but I'm hoping Vince McMahon does not for the 30th anniversary. I will be extremely angry if Vince McMahon shows up for the 30th anniversary. Nobody wants to see Vince McMahon on TV. Nobody cares about Vince McMahon. Nobody wants Vince McMahon in WWE. Do I have to repeat it? Do I have to repeat it, man? Do I have to? Really? Get him out! Get him out! That's how I feel about that. That is how I feel about that, man. What are they set to produce? One of the most exciting editions of Monday Night Raw next week. Says Ringside News. You guys don't even know that yet. The next week's show hasn't even got here. You guys are saying it's going to be the most exciting editions of Ringside News. You guys are some fucking comedians, man. Give me a break. Oh, man. Along with a jam-packed episode with returning legends. Ringside News are my own sources, and they're saying that it's going to be the most exciting edition of Yeah, right. In my dead body, man. On my dead body. On my soul. No, it's not. It's not going to be nowhere near as exciting as the one from last year, man. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, with Vince McMahon back, it's going to be nowhere near exciting. I'm telling you right now, it's just going to suck, man. It's going to be so bad. It's not even funny. The show is going to be so miserable, man. Like, it's not, I just got that feeling. I know, when you have that feeling of something, you're going to say it. You're going to express it. I just got this gutsy feeling that this show is just not going to be all that exciting. My gut feeling may come true next week. On the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw, I'll be at work. Good. When I come home, I'm going to watch it. And when I do watch it, you know what I'm going to say? If the shit fails, this show sucks. That's what I'm going to say. This show absolutely sucks. That's exactly what I'm going to say when I review Monday Night Raw next week. If the show suffers. Along with a jam-packed episode with returning legends, Hall of Famers, and top talent of the roster. Nobody wants to see Hall of Famers and legends on TV. Please. I want to see younger talent on TV. I don't want to see no older Hall of Famers and legends cutting promos, wrestling. No. Their times in WWE are over. Their time in WWE is been over. It's been done and over with. We don't need the People Power Johnny Laurinaitis Divas era. No. We don't need no Divas on TV. Some announcements made for next week's episode surely indicate that it would be a blockbuster hit. The role model Bayley and Becky Lynch's heated tensions will culminate next week as the duo faces each other inside a steel cage. Great. I wonder how that's going to go. Good luck with that one, whoever's watching that. With Vince McMahon there. I mean, good luck. The episode will also feature an explosive WWE United States title match as Austin Theory will battle the winner of tonight's six-way elimination match, which it took place last night. Actually, not tonight, last night. Which the winner happened to be Bobby Lashley. So it will be Bobby Lashley versus Austin Theory for the United States Championship for the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. I had already said that, but thought I'd bring it up again in case nobody didn't hear that. Now, the Usos will look to preserve their coveted Raw Tag Team titles against Judgment Day's Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio, I believe. Because I don't think Finn Balor is going to be in that match with Damian Priest or Dominic Mysterio. I don't think it's going to be Finn Balor, Damian Priest. It's going to be simply Dom, and Priest. The group led by Balor went through the entire tag team division on Raw last week to earn the opportunity. So, the 30th episode of Raw, or should I say the 30th anniversary of Raw? I don't know why I said 30th episode. I don't know what I was thinking. Will be graced by the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens should be for the Universal Championship. I don't think it should be for both titles. Both titles should not be defended. The Universal Championship should be defended, not both titles. I don't do this at all. Roman Reigns needs to go into WrestleMania with at least one title. Not go into WrestleMania into both titles and then have both titles split. Now, we don't need to be seeing The Rock versus Roman Reigns for any title. Now, if that's what they're going with. Now, it'd be best to have Roman Reigns drop the Universal Championship to Kevin Owens now. I hope the guy Kevin Owens says something about creative about this, I hope. I hope Kevin Owens mentions this to creative. Somebody. Now, we don't need Roman Reigns defending both titles against KO. No, it should be the Universal Championship. That title should be on the line. That way, Kevin Owens can be Universal Champion on SmackDown. That way, he could be on SmackDown. I guess sort of drafted SmackDown Champion, whatever. And Cody Rhodes can win the WWE Championship for Roman Reigns. So Cody Rhodes would be on Monday Night Raw as WWE Champion, and Kevin Owens would be on SmackDown as the SmackDown Universal Champion. Or WWE Universal Champion, however you want to call it. However you guys want to call that title. I think that makes more sense. It makes more sense to have The Rock versus Roman Reigns for night 1 for WrestleMania 39 and Roman Reigns defending the WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes for WrestleMania 39 night 2. That makes more sense than just booking Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for both titles. No, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see Roman Reigns defend both titles against Cody Rhodes. Are you kidding me? Why do you even have both titles for Roman Reigns to begin with? Roman Reigns should have one title. Roman Reigns should already have one title. He should not be having two titles right now. That's the way I look at it. I'm sorry. That's the way I look at it. I know I sound like a fool. I'm not, but I'm just speaking truth. I'm just speaking facts here. Okay? If you don't like my opinion, you can kindly take your L and get out of my chat. There will be a Roman Reigns acknowledgement ceremony next week with every generation of the bloodline present to acknowledge the tribal chief. Again, if you don't like my comments, take your L and get the fuck out of my chat. Thank you. Have a nice day. Now here's the lineup so far for next week's Raw. We got the Usos versus the Judgment Day. Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley for the United States title. Bayley versus Becky Lynch in a steel cage, as I mentioned. Roman Reigns' acknowledgement ceremony. The Raw edition is looking to probably go down in history as one of the best shows produced. Says Rings, not me. Says Ringside News. Says Ringside News. They said it, not me. It's on their article. They said it, not me. Best shows produced for the longest running weekly episode show in history. We all know not. With Vince McMahon back as chairman, we all know it's not going to suffer. Oh, I wonder if he's having a conversation with those fucking departments. Those people of the departments, I wonder. Is he talking with them? He probably is talking with those people of the departments about changing shit. Getting rid of Triple H's creative control. That's probably what he's talking to those people of the departments about. Makes me wonder, man. Who's to say Vince McMahon is still worked under the shadow before he got reinstated? You know he did. You know he did. You guys excited about Raw next week? Let me know. Not saying that to mock anybody, saying that to be true. I don't like Vince McMahon being back in WWE as executive chairman. It's fucking ludicrous, man. It's not good. It's not a good move at all. Stephanie McMahon, not to mention, was the key to voting Vince McMahon out. Stephanie McMahon and all of the board of directors from last year, from 2022, should have voted Vince McMahon out. Instead, they do the opposite. They start freaking voting Vince McMahon in instead of voting him out. And the dumbest part about it, get this, guys, I said it last week. The dumbest part about it is they vote him in and then they all resign. Jet Scene, Stephanie McMahon, all of them resigned. Like a bunch of fucking half-witted idiots, man. They resigned because they wanted to hide the truth. They resigned because they were scared. They were scared to vote Vince McMahon back in. That's why. So they voted Vince McMahon in and then they resigned because they were scared. They were scared of Vince McMahon. They were scared of the fact that Vince McMahon was back in WWE. Clearly, Stephanie McMahon resigning should be enough to tell all of us that things are about to get worse. They're what they already are anyway. You might as well say it's already getting worse. Might as well say it. Don't need to fucking hide it. Shit's about to get a whole lot worse. It already is. Don't even say it's about to get worse, because it is. It already is, man. Seriously. But shit's also about to get better because there is some news. There's some bad news on Vince McMahon that I want to go over. And I can't wait to get to that part. I cannot wait. Oh my God, this is going to have chills running through your veins, folks. This is going to have you excited. I'm telling you right now. It's got me excited already just thinking about it. I don't want to think into the negative when it comes to Vince McMahon doing this, doing that. I want to think into the positive. The positive is getting Vince McMahon the fuck out. The positive is getting Vince McMahon out of power. No. He does not need to seek control of creative. I'm telling you right now. No. Even JD said this too. Even the smart guys like me and JD said this. You know, the smart guys, the smart YouTube content creators that review wrestling and stuff. That gives wrestling WWE AEW news. You know what I mean? No. Even those smart guys said Vince McMahon does not need to seek control of creative. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. It's bullshit. He doesn't. We all know why Vince McMahon shouldn't be seeking control of creative. I mean, look at what he did to the NXT Black and Gold brand did upon their arrival in WWE, upon Vince and Bruce's arrival in WWE. Dead because they lost to AEW. Give me a break. Dead because they were jealous of Triple H and what he did for NXT, for the NXT Black and Gold brand. That's why. That's why he was jealous. All right, so WWE apparently adds a Raw Women's Championship match. They add a Raw Women's Championship title match to the Royal Rumble. That was what I was told as well. Which I knew that. They didn't have, my sources didn't have to tell me that. I knew that. I knew that the moment I came home from work last night. Because I watched Monday Night Raw, clearly. And I gave you guys my thoughts on it, too. Now, two women entered into a vicious brawl that spread throughout the arena. Of course, we know that. Bianca had the upper hand, which we know that until Opa Howdy showed up. They showed out Alexa to hit the champ with a DDT on the floor. Yes, no use. I agree. WWE needs to bring back the werewolf gimmick from Baron Corbin. His new gimmick sucks, and it's not going well for Corbin. It does not fit Corbin at all. The upcoming Royal Rumble Premium Live event will take place at the stadium in San Antonio, Texas, on January the 28th. We got the men's Royal Rumble match, which Cody Rhodes should be the favorite to win. He needs to win. It makes sense. We've never seen a Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns feud before. New feuds, new storylines, remember? That's what you guys wanted, right? That's what I want. That's what JD wants. That's what everybody in the community wants. New storylines, new feuds, new matches, new excitement, new feel. That is what we want. We got the women's Royal Rumble match, which Rhea Ripley should be the one to win. It makes sense to have Rhea Ripley win instead of the Bianca Belair Rhea Ripley feud. Cody Rhodes makes sense to have him win instead of the Cody Rhodes Bloodline feud. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match. I will never know why they had Roman Reigns defending both titles when they should have had him defend only the Universal Championship. You want Roman Reigns going into WrestleMania with one title, not two. I'm sorry, it just doesn't make sense. Bianca Belair versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship. It makes sense for Kevin Owens to beat Roman Reigns to become the new Universal Champion. Why would they have Kevin Owens work this hard in his feud with the Bloodline and then ultimately lose at the Royal Rumble? That doesn't sound right. Kevin Owens has got over well in his feud with the Bloodline. He deserves to be the Universal Champion. Get him. Let Reigns, have Roman Reigns change the match, have Roman Reigns defend the Universal Championship, and have him drop the title to Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble. It's that simple. The Rock doesn't need to be at the Rumble. He needs to be at WrestleMania 39. The Rock being at the Royal Rumble would make no sense whatsoever. Even Logan Paul being at the Royal Rumble would make no sense. And there's discussions about Logan Paul versus John Cena. I hope to God not. I'd rather see John Cena versus Stone Cold. Paul, I'm sorry, man. He's just not a wrestler. He's a celebrity. He should not be in the WWE. He shouldn't be wrestling. He should be in those seats. He should be attending WrestleMania 39. He should be in the seat watching all the matches. Man, you can show him on screen and all that, but he shouldn't be in matches. I'm pretty sure nobody wants to see Logan Paul in matches. I'm pretty sure. There are some Logan Paul haters out there. I mean, I don't blame you for hating on him trying to fucking... Well, really, should be hating on WWE for having Logan Paul being... For Logan Paul versus John Cena being in discussion. That's what you should be hating on WWE for. You got Bianca Belair defending her Raw Women's Championship against Alexa Bliss. Then we got LA Knight versus Bray Wyatt in a pitch black match, where Uncle Howdy is, I think, rumored to finally reveal himself. I think it's Vincent. I still think it's Vincent. It's not Bo Dallas. There's no way. Why would you have Bo Dallas back first and then have the Righteous? It only makes sense to have the Righteous debut first before Bo Dallas. My only favorite, greatest podcaster in the entire IWC said the exact same thing. And if you don't believe me, why don't you go ask him? He'll tell you. He said the exact same thing on his podcast. Not that I got it from him, but he said the exact same thing. Not that I'm copying what he's saying. When it comes to my reviews of watch alongs and game streams, I am somewhat trying to be creative in any way I can. And I really do try. You can tell I try to be creative, really. But I'm inspired by this man and his podcast and what he does. The greatest at what he does, he knows that. He doesn't need a fucking scientist to tell him that. To tell him otherwise. He doesn't need these geeks in the community to tell him that. But anyways, as far as the Roman's title match for the Royal Rumble goes, what is y'all's take on that story? I don't think anybody's going to be watching that. I think everybody in the arena is going to be quiet after seeing that match. WWE could be splitting up Roman Reigns' titles at WrestleMania 39, which I don't think makes sense. It makes sense it would have made more sense for them to have Roman Reigns defend the Universal Championship against Kevin Owens and have him drop the Universal title on Kevin Owens there, rather than have him split the titles at WrestleMania 39. That's how I feel about it. That's just me. Okay? That's just me. I'm just throwing it out there. Now, speaking of Wrestling Observer Radio, sorry, my right eye's burning. Dave Meltzer talked about WWE's plans for Roman Reigns' undisputed Universal titles. You know that there have been talks in splitting up the titles. Please no. Please change the undisputed Universal Championship match into WWE Universal Championship match. Please have him defend one title against Kevin Owens. Please, all I ask for you guys to do is to change that match, please. It says here, and I quote from the Wrestling Observer Radio, that I guess there's thought of breaking that one up already. This year, maybe at WrestleMania. That quote. Previously reported Triple H has already made a decision for an alternative match for Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39. It's likely Reigns will face The Rock at the Show of Shows. But anyways, anything could happen to change all that. We have to wait, see what happened to Roman Reigns in the end. John Cena versus Logan Paul discussed already. It's being discussed already. God damn it. That's all I gotta say about that. Well, speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, again, Dave Meltzer noted that only this time there have been talks of Logan Paul and the leader of C Nation facing each other at the shows already. Good luck to the people who's going to be watching that, because I don't think I'm going to be watching it. I mean, John Cena's a great wrestler, don't get me wrong, but Logan Paul, no. Sorry. He's not a wrestler. I'm not watching. I don't want to watch Logan Paul wrestle. No thanks. No thanks. I'll pass. Logan Paul had asked to be against Cena at WrestleMania. They never said that there was the finally thought of Cena versus Logan Paul in November, December. In that range, says Dave Meltzer. Quote. John Cena previously ignited rumors of a potential match against Logan Paul at WrestleMania 39. In addition to that, even Logan Paul has messaged Triple H about facing John Cena at WrestleMania. That being said, WWE's actual plans will see John Cena face Austin Theory at the Show of Shows instead. So a match with Logan Paul seems unlikely now. Good. Austin Theory versus John Cena is better than Logan Paul versus John Cena. So I'll take it. No complaints. I'll take it. Please, just don't put Logan Paul on the show. He's not a wrestler. I think WWE realized that Logan Paul is not really a wrestler. He's a celebrity. I think they're realizing that now. Thank God they are realizing that. We don't need Logan Paul on TV. You got enough younger talent over there. You don't need him. Fuck him. Let Logan Paul do his podcast to take care of his girlfriend. He's dating somebody right now, and he's in scandal trouble right now. So you don't need to be putting too much on Logan Paul's plate right now. And I hope to God that Logan Paul gets out of that situation and hopefully gets back to his podcast thing, get back to what he does best on his podcast. Now, there is here we go, guys. This is the news you've been waiting for. This weekend. Eternal Countdown is on. countdown is on for Vince McMahon's return to WWE Creative. Oh no, I can't wait not to ever go live with my Monday Night Raw NXT SmackDown reviews ever again. I can't wait to not watch all 3 shows anymore. It's going to be a complete disaster. Ringside News is trying to scare the shit out of people, man. I don't know why Ringside News with this article. They didn't take this article down. They're scaring people, man. They are scaring people with this article, dude. Nobody wants to know that. Nobody wants it there. I said it about 3-4 times already. Now that Vince McMahon more or less are showing full control of WWE, many are under the belief that McMahon will take over the creative aspect of the company once again. No. Sorry. It's not going to happen because of his allegations, lawsuit, and he's being sued. And we're going to go over that news right after this because that news is coming up next. While speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Bryan Alvarez stated that he has been informed that the countdown is on regarding Vince McMahon taking full control of creative once again. Jesus Christ. This fucking has a chill running through my spine. It fucking scares the shit out of me, man. Really. I hope to God not. Please no. We don't need another Vince McMahon era in WWE. No. I am definitely saying hell no to that. That's what Steve Austin likes to say. And that's his line, really. But it says, quote, he's still not in charge at this moment. That is the news. Awesome. Keep him, but he's a shareholder of the Vector. That's not good either. His team back. That's an odd thing to do for a guy that's just shown up to sell the place. Yeah, very suspicious, right, Bryan Alvarez? Yeah. It was already suspicious from the get-go, man. We know. The countdown's on everybody. I mean, I talked to people today, says Bryan Alvarez, and that was the feeling. The countdown is on. When, where, what? I mean, we got a Raw 30th anniversary, and there's going to be a lot of people showing up there. So, I do not rule that out. End quote. Yeah, sure you don't. Sure you don't. You don't rule out Vince McMahon's return to creative. Of course you're not. What a dumb comment by Bryan Alvarez. Not gonna rule out. Yeah, freaking break. You're not gonna rule out what? 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 Oh, you're not going to rule out Vince McMahon's return to creative. I'm ruling out Vince McMahon not returning to creative. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking, man. It's a joke. Don't worry. I hope that Vince McMahon doesn't rule out his return to creative, man. I really hope that Vince McMahon doesn't return. It's not good for the company. It's not good for the talent that was released by Vince McMahon that was ultimately brought back by Triple H. And it's certainly not good for the higher-ups, the board directors, and company itself. But what's y'all's take on Vince McMahon? Let me know in the comments. tired of people calling me, man. Next time people call me, I'm declining. Next time people call me when I'm live for my reviews, I don't care who it is, I'm declining. Because I'm trying to give you guys your WWE, AEW Tuesday afternoon news. It's very important. And people want to call in the middle of when I'm trying to produce and stream content. Really. Give me a break. I don't got time for your calls. Call me later. I'm busy right now. Call me later. My goodness, man. That's the one thing that's gonna have to stop, man. People calling me. It's almost like they don't care about what I'm doing at home. Nobody. It's almost like nobody cares about what I do at home. Nobody. Nobody cares or believes in me, believes in saying that I'm streaming and producing content. I'm getting tired of this shit, man. I really am. Next time people call me you stuff, simple as that. Whether it's my mom, whether it's my family friend, I'm not answering. No. When I'm busy, I'm not answering the phone. We're not doing this shit again. We're not doing this like yesterday. We're not doing this again. I'm going to continue to do what I want to do. I get ready for work when I want to get ready, when I have the chance. I don't need somebody to be rushing me, telling me to go get ready for this, go get ready for that. I'm a grown man, man. I can do what I want. If it's something I don't want to do, I'm not going to do it. If it's something I want to do, I'm going to do it. You guys ever felt disrespected when you're streaming and producing content on your channel and somebody calls you? Then you start to get angry and you be like, no, that person. Don't make no sense. It's like they think, oh, it's not his channel's not that serious. Yes, it is. I worked my ass off to get all these subscribers. So clearly, my channel is serious. My channel is important. The WWE and AEW news is important. My reviews and watch-alongs on the channel are important. And if you don't care to know that it's important, then why don't you unsubscribe? Why don't you stop bothering me? And don't ask me, oh, why you want to get an attitude? Why you want to get this and that? You know exactly why. You know exactly what you're doing. You're not going to distract me and keep continuing to interrupt me from doing what I need to do. From saying what I need to say, when I need to go ahead and say. No. This McMahon is 100% possibly being sued by Detroit's police and fire retirement systems to block him from regaining WWE creative control. The WWE board of directors and potential sale of WWE. So, yeah, it's going to happen eventually. Eventually, Vince McMahon's going to be blocked from regaining WWE creative control, from regaining WWE board of directors and potential sale to WWE. Good. He deserves it. He deserves everything that's coming at him. In case you wonder who I'm talking about, Vince McMahon. And to be honest, I'm almost done. I'm going to have time to get ready for work. I'm going to be there early. I'm going to be there on time. You know what I'm saying? It's only 4:45. I got a couple of news. I got a couple of WWE news left to give to you guys. And then I'm going to give you guys your AEW news, which that's not going to take long either. Detroit's police. As I was saying, folks, as I was interrupted by a freaking phone call that I didn't answer that I didn't bother answering, that I didn't want to answer. Detroit's police and fire treatment system requested the lawsuit to be considered as a action on behalf of other WWE stockholders. The matter was in Delaware's Court of Chancery. It says, and I quote, Detroit's police and fire recruitment system sued WWE executive chairman Vince McMahon last Thursday, seeking a declaration that would effectively block the 77-year-old billionaire from regaining control of WWE's board of directors, prevent him from expediting a sale of the retirement system. Requests that it's compliant, which was filed in Delaware's Court of Chancery, or should I say Chancery, be recognized as a class action on behalf of other WWE shareholders. That the complaint could slow a potential sale of WWE, which is an enterprise value of $8.6 billion, according to Sportal's estimates. And quote, WWE is looking to be sold by the middle of this year. This was Vince McMahon's prime agenda. Well, no. It's more like Vince McMahon's stupid sickening political agenda to return to the company, in addition to leading talks for their next TV deals. Now, this lawsuit could slow down their plans for the sale. This latest lawsuit, directed at Vince McMahon, argues that he had breached duties as a controlling shareholder by trying to impose his will on the entire company, or by subjecting them to invalid and inevitable by law commitments. McMahon's act directly keeps company control with him and prevents the board from making key business decisions. Obviously, this is just the tip of the iceberg, and there is a lot more to unpack. Do you guys think that Vince McMahon should regain control to finalize the sale of WWE sooner than expected? No. My answer is no already. I obviously explained why. I'm not going to explain it again. We already went over that. If Vince McMahon seeks control creative, Monday Night Raw will be dead, SmackDown's dead, NXT's basically dead, and you might as well say all the talent Triple H is. We also say all the talent that Triple H brought back would be buried and released again from WWE if he seeks control of creative. And Triple H and his administration will be gone eventually if that happens too. WWE Vice President of Communications leaves the company. Now, this was breaking news. This was also breaking news, guys. It's not just the other news I went over. This one was breaking news as well. Now, we all know that Stephanie McMahon departed from WWE after her father came back. According to a report from FIFA Select, Adam Hopkins is no longer with the company. He was with WWE for around 25 years and worked as WWE's Vice President of Communications. Quote, WWE's Vice President of Communications, Adam Hopkins, out of the company after over 25 years. He served in a variety of roles, serving as fan services coordinator before moving up to public relations coordinator, manager of media relations, senior manager of public relations and cooperation communication, director of communications, senior director of public relations, corporate communications before his most recent role. End quote. Adam Hopkins filed many roles for WWE over the years, including opening up some post NXT TakeOver media conferences. It remains to be seen who will fill this role after Adam Hopkins' departure. Only time will tell how this change will go on to affect things internally, but many will miss having him around. WWE is going through a ton of changes right now, and now another Longtime staffer has departed from the company. This will be a hard loss for many with the pro wrestling news field as well, because Adam Hawkins was there for many questions over the years. What's y'all's take on this situation? Now we can move on to your AEW Tuesday afternoon news, guys. Finally, I'm done giving you guys your WWE news. But Kushida is set to make his AEW debut. Yes, I don't stutter. I'm not joking. He is literally set to make his AEW debut. I gotta find that freaking article. I gotta find it if I can. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Come on. Hurry up. Pull up. I'm gonna go over your AEW news and I'm gonna get out of here and get ready for work. I'll be there on time. I won't be late again. Mom thinks I'm gonna be late again, but I'm not. Clearly, I'm not. Clearly, I told my manager I was gonna a little bit early. It'll be a little bit early. Now, Orange Cassidy will defend the All-Atlantic Championship against Jay Lethal. The match was booked after Cassidy confronted Jay Lethal on the latest episode of AEW Rampage. I honestly don't really care too much about this match. Cassidy and Best Friends made the save for Paul Walter Hauser from Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh, and Sanjay Dutt. Young Bucks will also take on Top Flight. That's a match I care about. That's a match I'm going to invest my time in watching, definitely. I mean, why not? These are two of the best tag teams in the AEW tag team division right now. The card for this week's Dynamite is Darby Allin defending his TNT Championship against Cheetah, Orange Cassidy, Jay Lee, being booked against all these baby faces when he should be facing heels. That makes no sense. Bryan Danielson, Ricky Starks versus Jake Hager. Lolo Nightingale versus Tony Storm. Adam Heyman Page's interview with Renee Paquette. Young Bucks, Matt, Nick Jackson versus Top Flight Darius and Dante Martin. What is y'all's take on this story? Y'all's thoughts on Kushida making his AEW debut? Let me know. Tony Khan was interested in Jay White before he started, or should I say before AEW started. Again, Tony Khan was interested in JW started. Here it is. I found it. According to the Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer talked about Jay White's New Japan Pro Wrestling status. While doing so, Meltzer also revealed that Tony Khan was interested in White back in 2018, which was before AEW existed. Fightful reported that Jay White's contract is coming due and that both AEW and WWE are interested in him. White currently lives in Orlando. It says here, and I quote, he has a loser leaves with Julio set for February 11th show in Osaka. 2018, when AEW was being formed, White was asked his status since he was a guy that they were interested in, since he was very good and people in AEW worked with him in the New Japan and Ring of Honor. At the time, White said he was under contract for several more years. Obviously, that time frame doesn't add up if he's available now. The story repeated that WWE was the favorite to get him, but wasn't a done deal. Technically, neither side are as of yet unable to legally approach him. End quote. Triple H has brought a few exciting names since he took over WWE Creative. Several of those names were people his father-in-law fired. Tony Khan is no stranger to linking deals with free agents that he wants on his roster, of course. Right, scheduled to participate in the high-stakes match on February the 11th. I already said that. I don't have to go over that again. Fans anticipate that Jay White may not emerge victorious against Julio, potentially leading to the end of his time with New Japan Pro Wrestling. We'll have to see what will become of Jay White in the end. All right, last but not least, guys, finally, your last AEW news. This one is on CM Punk. Forget that news on Jeff Hardy set for pretrial hearing, because every time I give it out, weeks later, there's always news on Jeff Hardy's pretrial being canceled. Always. I'm not believing that bullshit again. I'm not believing that BS again. So, CM Punk and the Young Bucks have not pitched things up. CM Punk's rumored presence around the AEW Dynamite's location was further ignited on the latest edition of Being the Elite. The Young Bucks revealed during the episode that they had a stressful week leading up to the show, with people linking it to CM Punk's appearance around the venue. However, Brian Everett classified on the Wrestling Observer Rail that both CM Punk were not going to see each other in Los Angeles. You can't make the story up, says Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer Radio. Says, and I quote, if you want something to talk about on the internet on a holiday, CM Punk not meeting up with the Young Bucks not happening. You could make up that story if you want, but it didn't happen. End quote. It was classified to Nick, Matt Jackson. We're talking about BSO related issues during the latest episode. This is your message to all fans regarding any rumors about CM Punk and the Young Bucks. Again, this should be a message to all fans regarding any rumors about CM Punk and the Young Bucks calling a trust. The fact is that a cancellation between CM Punk and the Elite is not really looking likely anytime soon. And folks, that's going to do it for your AEW and your WWE and AEW Tuesday afternoon news. I almost said you guys enjoy your time here on live stream. If you enjoyed me giving you guys your WWE AEW Tuesday afternoon news, as well as the Monday Night Raw review, hit that thumbs up. Let's get a lot of likes on the stream minimum for today's Monday Night Raw review that I went over with you guys. Now, as far as my schedule for Wednesday goes, I will be streaming some Warriors of the Multiverse and Stickman Warriors Legend fight. So be in the chat for that, man. If you want some gaming content, if you want to see some gaming content on the channel, then my Dynamite Watch Along will be live tomorrow night, right after I stream both of those games. And I'll tell you the rest of the schedule probably Thursday. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me for my Raw review, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace. I'm out of here. Have a good rest of y'all's Tuesday, and have a good Tuesday night.